Welcome once again, Instagram and Facebook fam. It is I, Informer, back today with the second video of our web development series. Today we'll be discussing CSS, commonly referred to as cascading style sheets. So CSS allows us to easily style our web pages. So since it's a style tag, we can either do it inside of our HTML by simply adding the style tag, and just like the body, which is the core of our code, whatever's written inside the style tags, the opening and closing tags, will execute. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to use the style to change the font color of a paragraph. In our case, our P tag, which says hey. So we would need to specify the tag, but it's different when we're doing it with CSS. We don't start with the greater than and less than brackets, as I like to call them, but we write the P, and then we have our curly braces. You can think of the forward curly braces as our opening and the backwards facing one as our closing. Opening tag, closing tag. Alright, and then we specify our selector, which is in this case would be the word color. Color. So the next thing we want to do is specify our selector. In this case, it would be the word color. So let's skip a line and write color with our colons. And then let's pick a color. Let's say we want what's good. Let's say blue. And let's control save it and see our results. As you can see, because we specified our P tag in our selector in CSS, it simply changes it to blue. Like I was saying in the last video, Visual Studio Code makes it a lot easier when it comes to selecting colors and just seeing the connectivity between each line of code. So if you don't have it, check the link in the comment section and download it. Alright, so that is for the paragraph tag. Note, if you have multiple paragraph tags within your code and you don't specify which one that you would like to have a specific color to, whatever color you specify for the P tag will affect all P tags. Alright, so we have a color blue. But you can also give the text to your web page sort of like a highlight color. So if we wanted to give our text a background color or a highlight color, we would use the word background dash color colons, and let's see, so we have our color set as blue and our background color can be let's make it a zone. Save it. So now that we selected our background color, we'll save it, refresh our browser, and as you can see, we have our P tag or word hey with the color blue, and our background color is biscuit. Alright, and another thing we can do, we can also align our text using CSS. We could do it outside of CSS, but that tag would be kind of long. It would be something like the P tag, font, text align, so and so. But with CSS, we can say text dash align, then specify if we want it left, centered, or right. So let's center our hey in the center of web page. So we type it out, text dash align, and then the word center. As always, when we're making changes to a code, Control S, get in the habit of saving it as you make changes. And we go back over here, and as you can see, we have now centered our text. Alright, so great job picking up on this CSS real quick. Another thing, as you can see, indicated by the line right here, it links back up to where the line of code begins and where it ends on line 27. So now we'll talk about adding links to our page. We can add a link to our page wherever you would like to put it. You can put it inside the body or inside of the style element. Let's say we can, let's put ours inside of the body tag specifically. For adding links to your page, you want to do can't get that bracket down, but we want to do a href, and where it says the equal signs and then between the quotes is where you would want to paste your link. So for instance, if I wanted to link to a helpful resource such as W3 School, where you can go to learn more tags, HTML tags, and various other coding languages, I would simply copy and paste the address in between the quotes and save it, and it will be appeared on our web page, and when it's clicked, it would take us to there. So let's see. So after we insert our link that we want to go to, we save our code and we refresh our page, and as you can see down here, if I clicked on it, it would take us to 3 schools. Alright, so now the question becomes, can we use CSS to style our links? The answer is yes. We would just go about it the same way that we styled our P tag. We simply insert another. Since our href tag is for links, we would simply do a H, and then we add A, and then we do our brackets. So let's change the color of the link. We do color. Let's change it from blue to something light, like that. Not only that, let's take it a little bit farther and change the size of the link. Let's say extra large. Let's save that and refresh, and as you can see, our link color changed. There's also a way to change the hover color, but I won't show that to you because I want you to do some research on W3 Schools. The link will be in a comment. along with where you can download Visual Studio Code. Yeah. Then the name of our next tag is called the marquee tag, and it allows us to add scrolling text to our web page. So let's go up here in our code and place our marquee tag above our p tag. Marquee. Alright. And let's make our p tag scroll. So we'll take our turning closing tag for the marquee and we'll place it right below our closing p tag. We'll save it and we'll notice our changes. As you can see, since we specified the p tag to be scrolling, that's all that will scroll. But what happens if we don't have our closing tag? Well, as I said earlier in the other video, our opening tag is where our code begins, and our closing tag is where it stops. So if we took away this closing marquee tag and resaved our work, we get the following results. You'll notice that everything scrolls, everything with the exception of the heading tag, because it's not included underneath the marquee tag, is scrolling. Well, that's pretty good. Can make a lot of things scroll, such as emojis as well. Let's show you an emoji scrolling example real quick, and then we'll discuss how to create a CSS style sheet and how to use it outside of our HTML to style our web page. Alright, now when it comes to emojis on a web page, emojis are interpreted by web browsers as a series of numbers mixed with symbols. So let's add some more to our p tag after the word hey. Since we're doing scrolling emojis, let's say, hey, I'm scrolling. Check me out, I'm scrolling. Scrolling. Then this is where we would put whatever emoji that we want to scroll. So I picked out the emoji that's sort of laughing but sweating. Let's save it and see what happens. Hey, check me out, I'm scrolling. Oh, it's a smiley face emoji. All right. But yeah, if you wanted more emojis to scroll, all you would have to do is add it to it. And of course, if you just wanted the emoji to scroll by yourself, you would simply put the numerical value on the marquee tag by itself. Now we move on to creating a CSS style sheet. So the first thing we need to do when creating a style sheet is actually learn how to create one. So we go up here to File, we go to New File, and we then will say, we'll go back up here to save our new file. And just like we did when we created our HTML file, we have to come down to the Save Types and select CSS. For simplicity, edit that part out. For simplistic, edit that out. Let's keep the name simple. Let's just name it styles. Let's just name it style sheet. Make sure you have it in the same location that your HTML file is in. Alright, let's click save. And now we need to link it to our HTML file. Since it's a separate file, go back over to our HTML, and you can include this tag underneath the title. We're going to do a link, not the link like I just showed you. It's similar though, but it's called a reference link. So we do the word link, rel, and then we do the equal sign. And we have our quotes between the equal sign. That's where we want to specify what we named our file. So we named it simply style sheet. Then after the quotes, we're going to have href. As we used it before, href stands for hyperreference. And once again, we simply specify the name, but with the extension CSS. First name anyway. CSS. Alright. And then we'll close our link. Close our link like so. If the names match up properly, when you hover over this and click follow the link, it will take you right to your style sheet. It will actually open it up. So let's give it a test. Let's close out our newly created CSS file and open it up like so. There we go. Now we can begin styling our web page. For instance, if we wanted to change like the color, font color of our heading tag, we would simply say H1 with our brackets, say color, let's say that color, save it, refresh, and as you can see, the font color changed. Let's pick a more darker color so you can see the results of our changes in code. So it's a little green right there, but it still looks sort of black. So what about that color? Alright, there you go. So notice within our CSS file, we don't have to use the style tag because it's linked to our HTML file. So yeah, this is another easier way to style your web page without using a style in your HTML file, because the more you do it underneath our styles tag right here, it can become a little confusing, complicated. Essentially, you would like to keep your HTML file simplistic and just use style sheets to style your web pages. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check the the links in the comment section below to learn more about web development. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.